Hey guys, Solid Nick here. Today we're gonna do something different. We're not playing any games. What we're gonna do is unbox a brand new old console, the Sega Mega Drive. Yes, you guys heard it right. So the Sega Mega Drive, and not Genesis USA, okay? Not Genesis, was just re-released in Brazil. It was not done by Sega themselves, but actually by Tectoy, which always represented Sega in Brazil. So Tectoy and Sega partnered to make it look just like the original model released in the 90s. Of course, they had to do a few changes so they could produce it again. For example, the sound chip, which is not the original Yamaha sound chip. It's something different since the original one is not available anymore. The Mega Drive was actually my first console ever, and mine is right here. Yes, I know it's a little bit dirty, but... So, yeah, the first thing you guys can notice here is how big the box is. Here's a regular Mega Drive game just for you guys to see. So yeah, this box was made to look just like the original box when it was first released, so it's the same size, the same cover, everything. The only difference here, of course, is the age rating, and it has the 22 games in memory, which I'll talk about in a few. So let's see the back of the box. Here's the back. You guys can see here it says a little bit about the video game, how classic it is, and some classic games that come with it. So it says here, it comes with 22 built-in games in the memory. Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle, Alien Storm, Altered Beast, Arrow Flash, Bonanza Brothers, Columns 3, Comix Zone, Crystal's Ponytail, Eswat, City Under Siege, Fatal Labyrinth, Flicky, Game Ground, Golden Axe 3, Drill Master, Kid Chameleon, Last Battle, Shadow Dancer, Shinobi III, Sonic 3, and World Championship Soccer. Of course, not every game here is really great, but there are a few ways for you to play your classic Mega Drive games. As you guys can see, it's not made to be just like the NES Classic Mini, where, for example, it's a mini with some built-in games and something like that. It has built-in games, but this Mega Drive is full size, it has the cartridge slot, so it does play the original Mega Drive games you have. You can use your own controllers, and of course it has an SD slot built in. So you can just put on some ROMs you have. Another difference here is that it says here, it's produced in Brazil. Time for the truth. Here, first of all, we have the original Mega Drive controller, the 3-button one. Let's take it off the plastic. So, here it is, the original Mega Drive controller. It actually looks just like the original one. Yeah, the difference here is that it says it was produced just now. Actually, it feels very similar. And as you guys can see, it is a regular slot for the controller. So, with this Mega Drive, you'll be able to use your old controllers, and you'll be able to use this controller with your old Mega Drive. Yeah, so here's the bad news, is actually it comes with an RC cable. It's not HDMI, which is unfortunately too bad. But at least if you have a CRT TV at home, you'll be able to play it the way it was supposed to be played. If you only have an HD display, so yeah, I'm sorry, maybe use a FrameMeister or something. Now let's see the console itself. Here it is. Actually, it's quite beautiful. Oh, here comes the manual. It's a very classic looking manual. Of course, it's in Portuguese, so... Well, it also shows you how to use a micro SD. And here it is, how to format. So, here it is, the new Mega Drive. Oh my god. As you guys can see, it has the volume control. It has the headphone input right here. The on and off switch, the reset button. Here you can see the control input is just like the original one. You can see a regular cartridge slot. Let's test it with DOS Escape from Mars. Well, actually it got in quite well. It's not loose or anything. It's also not tight, so it would have trouble coming off. Here's a Brazilian release for Mcdonald's Treasureland Adventure. It was made by Treasure, so if you guys never played it, you really should. So here we have it, just for you guys to see. It was actually made by Tectoy in Brazil, as you guys can see here. So it's different from the original US release. Let's see how it goes. Well, this one's a little bit tighter. Right here is the sad part, the very sad part, are the RCA cables. This machine, unlike the NES Mini, one more time, is not made like an emulation machine. As far as I'm concerned, it's not really like the Retron 5, for example, where it dumps the ROM and emulates it. It actually works just like the original Mega Drive, but with some different chips, for example the sound chip, as I mentioned before. And still, on the backside, you can see here, it has a little micro SD slot. It comes with an 8GB micro SD. So, let's just talk about what's important now. The price and the availability. It was just released in Brazil for the price of 449 reais, which is around 125 to 140 dollars. Is it expensive? Is it cheap? It's more expensive than, for example, the NES Mini, but the main purpose here is actually different from the NES Mini, where the NES Mini was actually just so you could play some old games you really missed in an HDMI TV for a cheap price. Here's different. It was actually made thinking about collectors, thinking about the people that had the Mega Drive back in the day and really feel nostalgic about it, but wanted to play the games they already had. So it is full size, as you guys can see. It does not have HDMI, which I really think for the price it should have. But you also get another controller. It works with all your games, all your old controllers. The controller works with your old console. So yeah, it's somewhat different in that aspect. Well guys, I guess that's it. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, just press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in another video.